In a rare behind the scenes moment, I'm going to show you how I used a car dealership's takeaway close against them and how it helped me secure $1,000 off of a pre owned vehicle that was on the lot for less than a week and didn't even have photos online. If you Google takeaway clothes, you will see there are a few different definitions online, but in car sales, it can be used a couple of different ways. Some of the more blunt, stereotypical salespeople may use the takeaway close as something more along the lines of, "It's okay, maybe this isn't the right car for you, since it doesn't seem you can afford it. We do have cheaper options." I never had the balls to use this one. Who the hell am I to tell someone they can't afford something? I do very vividly remember a time when I used this close. I had a father and son come in, very stern. Their guard was definitely up. We didn't really get along too well at the beginning because we were all feeling each other out. They were looking at a 3-year-old RAV4 with 6,000 miles on it. They had presumed it would be in pristine condition considering the low miles on it, which is a very fair assumption. But it wound up being kept outside and had some minor cosmetic issues all over the vehicle. When we got back inside to my desk, they continued with their lack of love for this vehicle. "We don't really love the car, but what can you do on the price?" they said. And I quite literally, not verbatim, said, "Forgive me, but what does the discount in this car matter if it's not the right car? You've told me you were expecting and wanting a RAV4 in perfect condition. You expected this one to be based on the miles, but that wasn't the case. So no matter what I discount the car, it doesn't seem to be the right car for you." I expected them to not like this answer. I expected them to leave right after. But in this case, I stood them up, so to speak. They looked at each other and said, "You know what? You're right." And then we were best friends. No kidding. When I'm done recording this video, I'm going to send him the link, and I'd be willing to bet he had no idea I was almost trying to get rid of them when I said that, because I didn't want to go back and forth for over an hour on a car they didn't even really want. I did find them a pre-owned RAV4 that was in perfect shape. We had actually just taken it in off lease, so they were able to see how the person had actually kept the car over the course of those 3 years. It did have some more miles on it, but it was pretty much flawless. This customer and I have kept in touch over the years, more so when I was selling cars. But he actually called me out of the blue a few weeks ago, and I was quite excited to see his name on my caller ID and catch up. Sorry, totally off topic from my initial intentions. So here is exactly what happened when I reversed the takeaway close with the dealership on a minivan. I basically said to them, "This isn't the right car for us. We can't pay your asking." And sure enough, they fell for the bait, and now you get to see it for yourselves. First, I had a phone conversation with the salesperson at the store, confirming its availability and asked for pictures. That's where this text conversation picks up. He texted me his contact info and his best product pitch, talking about the vehicle itself and some details about its condition from my request. I cut straight to the chase. I sent him a screenshot of what I wanted my client to pay for this vehicle and why. He, of course, tried telling me that I was using the wrong information from what I sent, that the number I presented as a sale price was really the trade-in value. But I does knows hows to reads goods, so I knew what number was which is what I told him. He, of course, padded their value as much as possible and sent over a screenshot themselves of why their car is such an excellent value and that they shouldn't discount it. As you can see, I stated the obvious. We could go back and forth for hours sending pictures about each of us being able to defend why I should pay less and them more. But at the end, I just said the price is too high. Let me know what you can do. I then let him say his piece and then said thanks anyway as a close and that we were done here and we just weren't going to buy this car. I started to reel him in there, although he could have stopped replying as well, and we really would have been done. He did what I thought he would do based on the conversation we had via phone and how he was responding via text message and asked the right questions to pull me back in, he thought. I did reply that we were pretty much done. You are firm on your price, and that's okay. Thanks anyway. Then, hooked, line, and sinker, a $1,000 discount off of a used vehicle and $500 more for a $1,500 trade isn't the most I've ever saved anyone, but when this is the perfect vehicle, located fairly close to my client,
and it already starts off at a fair price, it's hard to push and push and push until the dealer tells me to F off and won't even sell us the vehicle. Had this vehicle been on their lot for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, the price likely would have already have been lowered, and getting any additional monies off might have also been difficult. This is an example of one of the many different ways this conversation could have gone. It seems ridiculous to me that sellouts like CarEdge, who promote how much they can save their customers, also promote on the same website how car dealers can make more money by becoming a CarEdge dealer, but also put out the most clickbaity how to negotiate in 2022, 2023, 2024 videos. It's literally impossible to put out proper negotiation videos. There would need to be a series of over 500 or so different ones, which is why I haven't put out any negotiation videos. It's impossible to tell you what a dealership is going to say to you. You have absolutely no idea how a dealership is going to respond to anything you say. So you can be the most prepared person in the world and watch all of their wasteful videos, but then the car salesperson says something you weren't expecting to hear because you don't deal with car sales every day and get thrown off your game. That's why it's just easier, smarter, and financially better to hire me to help you. I do everything for you. My client could have asked for money off as well, but he also didn't have to spend the time to find the car, to reach out to the dealer, to not get a discount when they said no the first couple of times, to get more money for his trade than it was really worth. I did all of that for him. He showed up, took the vehicle home, and that's why my services are so important to anyone shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle, no matter where they live. My services are less expensive by a lot, and I also guarantee you that I will work harder and longer for my clients to save them as much money as I can on their vehicle purchase. Please let me help you beat the dealership so they don't beat you, no matter where you live.